first half. Montreal is playing very physical football, as Glenn pointed out. They've separated the ball twice in the first half in critical situations, and you have to be impressed with Dave Ritchie and his guys. They're ready to play, James.
Yeah. 3 turnovers for the Owls in all, and they lead to 17 of their 24 points. Now, if you want stats like that, well, they're as close as your computer. Check out the CFL website. Here it is.
It has arrived. The all-new 1999 Chrysler LHS. Timeless design, luxurious appointments, and power inside and out. On one hand, it's exceptionally quiet. On the other hand, it screams luxury. The 1999 Chrysler LHS. Chrysler, engineered to be great cars.
We, the children, need the following. We need encouragement. We need to laugh. We need inspiration. We need to be read to. We need to have self-esteem. Love and security, adventure, discipline and freedom. We need to make mistakes, ask questions, to imagine. We need to win, and sometimes we need to lose. We need to be hugged. We need family, friends, and even foes, and heroes. We need nourishment.
For almost 100 years, Kellogg's has been part of children's breakfast. That's something we believe they need every day. But we also know they need a whole lot more.
Up Close is brought to you by Adidas, the official sponsor of the CFL.
Garcia's looking that way. Touchdown, Stampeders. It's Danielson again.
Well, I think that you can never be totally satisfied with what you're doing out there. You can go out in a game and have a lot of catches, have yards, but going to the film room after and it's a humbling experience looking at yourself, and I think that's the way it has to be. You've got to always look at yourself and how can I get better.
Garcia's looking left. End zone, touchdown. Vince Danielson has the Stamps on the board early.
Well, Jeff, I think that it's something where people will jump on someone who's at the top of the pack. And I think that happened earlier in the season. People were saying, well, what's up with Jeff? And they threw all the contract stuff in. What I say to that is he doesn't have a lot to prove to the people that are out there because he's done it in the past.
Up Close is brought to you by Adidas, the official sponsor of the CFL.
And Vince Danielson's team in an unfamiliar position for them this season, trailing 24-9 at the half. Now time to go behind the scenes in the CFL with our inside stuff. Here's the Globe and Mail's Marty York.
At Large with Marty York.
For most of this decade, CFL clubs have been compelled to limit their payrolls to no more than $2.1 million a year. But Dan Ferroni has had enough of that. The president of the CFL Players Association plans to demand that payrolls be increased starting next season. The collective agreement between the league and the players expires after this season, and the sides expect to start bargaining soon for the new one. One of the major issues will be the salary cap, because the league feels it has reached fiscal responsibility now that most of the clubs are no longer cheating by surpassing the $2.1 million limit. But Ferroni will argue that the injection of $35 million for TV rights from TSN before this season has increased the CFL's income significantly, and that the league is now in a position to increase the cap. Ferroni doesn't want to be a hardliner about this issue. He wants to keep things flexible. In other words, if the CFL's income should decrease drastically in the future, He thinks there should be something new in the collective agreement that says payroll should decrease. But if the league's finances are reasonably healthy, as they are now, then he thinks a $2.1 million cap is low and outdated. Former CFL general manager J.I. Albrecht is recovering from a heart attack at his Nova Scotia home. Albrecht is 67. He's been an executive with the Alouettes, Argonauts, Ottawa Rough Riders, and Shreveport Pirates, and seems to think about the CFL 24 hours a day, constantly offering his opinions on how the league can be improved. Doctors want him to rest. His many football friends wish him well. For Adidas Friday Night Football, I'm Marty York. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you very much, Marty. And you know, tonight marks the halfway point in the CFL season. Next weekend, of course, is Labor Day, and to most real football fans, that's when the real season starts. And we have a couple of games for you. Saturday night, it's BC and Montreal, and then Sunday, two struggling teams, Winnipeg and Saskatchewan, both trying to get something going. We'll be back.
Your favorite CFL team now has their logo on your favorite credit card. It's the CFL MasterCard credit card. Support your team and take advantage of the benefits that over 346 million MasterCard cardholders worldwide are enjoying. Each stylized card has your team's logo on it. So support your team 12 months a year and pull out your card. Call 1-8774-CFL now for your CFL MasterCard credit card. When you pay with us, you play with us.
The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
To learn how to get your family into boating, visit a Mercury dealer or call 1-800-MERCURY.
This is my guy, he's got a group of friends. Don't ask me why they act this way, I guess they must be men. Some boys will be boys, girls try to understand. It's freezing cold, they won't be told. Do they listen, do they hear? No! This is our fear.
All right, welcome back to the halftime show. Well, we told you before the game, Tracy Ham has not been pleased with his play so far this season, but I tell you what, he has to be pleased with that first half, and in particular, this play. It was 14-6 Als at this point. Calgary goes for the blitz, looking for the big play, but it's the Als that will get the big play as Tracy Ham reads it and dumps it up for Chris Armstrong and Chris Schultz. Key play as it leads to another touchdown.
Well, key play because he threw it to the spot, and Armstrong really reacted effectively towards the football and an excellent catch. But really, Montreal is doing a number of things well. Receivers making contributions, physical offensive line play, and probably their best game defensively, no doubt about it. Watch out for Chris Wright. He's my unknown hero. Punt return, kick return. He's got to be the guy to come up with the one big play at a critical time, change momentum. Even if it's just a 40-yard return for field position, Montreal still needs one big play so they can start using Pringle effectively. But not bad for Montreal in this first half.
Oh, Montreal's been very impressive. And if Calgary wants to get back in the game, I think they have to do two things. Number one, they have to avoid turnovers. They had 3 in the first half. You just can't have that in a big game. Secondly, I think they've got to get the ball to their inside receivers. Vince Danielson and Alan Pitts have been their bread and butter the first half of the season. Yet in the first half tonight, Pitts did not touch the ball for the first 29 minutes. Go back to your bread and butter, try to get some consistency on offense, get a touchdown in the first 6 or 7 minutes, and you're back in the game, James.
Chris Wright is your unknown hero.
Unknown hero, man.
I never knew you had a hero, and I'm sure he'll be very thrilled to hear it. Dave Ritchie has to be happy with his team's first half performance, but you can never be too confident with that Stampeder offense, which is very potent. Brent Wallace spoke with Dave Ritchie just a couple of minutes ago.
Dave, how happy are we to play the first half?
Our guys played hard. They came out to play hard. We got tough down here at the goal line when we needed to.
And as you can see, we scored another touchdown, and we got an offside. So we got to continue that in the second half. But they're going to come to play.
Thanks very much.
All right. Thank you.
You can bet they will come to play. Here are your first half statistics. Fairly even in passing yardage. The key stat, as we told you, turnovers, 3 for the Stampeders. And the plus-minus turnover ratio, they had a very good one going into this game, so that is very un-Stampeder-like. And also the Owls controlling time of possession. Now, as we said, a sellout in Montreal tonight. If you want to check out a game in your area, here are the phone numbers.
Everybody, welcome back to TSN Tonight. I'm Darren Detition. Some big hits in Montreal. We'll get you back to the football game in a moment or two. Lots of baseball this evening, including the Toronto Blue Jays and the Minnesota Twins at Skydome. Second inning, Darren Fletcher with Jose Cruz Jr. on third. He hits a flare to left. Marty Cordova with the shoe-top catch. Too shallow for Cruz Jr. to score. Third inning, one on Jose Canseco to say goodbye to the baseball. His 37th of the year, 2-0 for the Jays. Twins fifth, bases loaded. Former Blue Jay Paul Molitor makes Woody Williams pay. It's a shot to the gap. That clears the bases. All of a sudden, Minnie pulls ahead. They now lead it by a count of 6-4. Other baseball news, specifically with the Blue Jays, Pat Henkin will miss his start tomorrow. Due to tendonitis in his shoulder, Dave Stieb will replace him. As for the big boppers tonight, you've got Greg Maddux going up against Mark McGuire. So far, McGuire's winning. Isn't it home run? He was walked in his only plate appearance. The Cubs are in Colorado. Sammy's yet to come to the plate. We'll get you back to the football game after this.
The mighty Chrysler. The 300 idea is the idea of a powerful, responsive, nimble automotive machine.
Introducing the all-new 99 Chrysler 300M, the most powerful sports sedan in its class.
As long as I've worked on this engine, I still get a tingle every time we open the hood.
The Chrysler 300M. The technology has changed, but the soul lives on.
Starting your engine is a terrible thing to do. But when you do start your car, there isn't an engine treatment in the world that can give it the kind of protection Slick 50 can, because nothing else has Slick 50's unique chemistry. That's why Slick 50 engine treatment protects so well at startup and keeps on protecting even when you change your oil. You can reduce your engine wear up to 50%. What it takes is Slick 50.
Sorry. F1 World Grand Prix on Nintendo 64. You'll get carried away.
Back in Montreal, Thomas Haskins takes the second half kickoff for Montreal back to the 53-yard line. So the Alouettes, who had everything go their own way in the first half, start the second half with a 36-yard kickoff return.
No question, this is a team that came to play tonight. Started the game well, started the second half well with the big Thomas Haskins return. Give Tracy Ham some decent field position to start the second half.
Give Darrell Hall credit. The big 220-pounder was the only thing standing between Haskins and the Calgary end zone. From the 53, Mike Pringle runs hard into that Calgary defensive line. Jermaine Miles and Bronzell Miller were there first, and Pringle just hammered him.
Watch the contact that happens on this play. I mean, Mike Pringle hits this so hard. Comes right up in there. Big hit right there. Londa Johnson's involved.
Wow.
Keeps those legs pumping.
That's 6 the hard way. Flags are down as Pringle bursts through that Calgary line again for a first down and then some down to the 38-yard line. And you heard that Tracy Ham stutter count. I think it drew Calgary off at the gain of 12 for Pringle.
Well, the panel talked about the halftime statistics, and I believe Montreal only had about 44 yards rushing. That's a number that will start to balloon.
Offside. Calgary number 92. Decline. First down.
Steve Anderson just couldn't stop And the gain of 12 will stand for Pringle.
That's a number that will balloon in the second half, because as the defense fatigues, Mike Pringle stays at the same speed. Great condition. Always running hard from the start of the game till the end.
Back to the ground to Pringle. Trying the right side. Here he goes. Pringle again. Inside the 25 and down to the 22-yard line. Bronzell Miller ran him down. But Mike Pringle with a pickup of 16 yards and another Montreal first down.
Well, Dave Van Bellingham came up to make the tackle from the safety position, and you can't blame him for doing what he was doing. What he's going to try and do is break down and brace himself for a huge hit. And what does Pringle do? Change it up and give him a little shake move.
And now to the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown. What a grab.
Whoa. What a great catch.
A brilliant kickoff return. The pounding along the ground of Mike Pringle and a circus catch by Jock Pliny. It's a Montreal clinic.
Well, what an unbelievable catch.
And Terry Baker for the point after, and then we'll have another look at it. Montreal with a 31-9 lead thanks to the 4th touchdown reception of the season by Jock Pliny.
This one makes the highlight reel. Jock Pliny down the side, down the seam, completely horizontal to come up with that one. Watch this. Stretches right out and comes up with the football. You cannot defend against that.
And Tracy Ham, who came into the game as the league's 3rd-rated quarterback behind Kerwin Bell and Jeff Garcia, throws his 12th touchdown pass of the season against just 4 interceptions.
Wow.
and always a good teammate.
Yeah,
team guy. You know.
Oh, you need a drink? Here, let me help you with that. Well, Chris Armstrong came right over to him and said, wow, that was good. I made a couple in this game, but that was spectacular.
He is a full-service law firm, isn't he? Writes the bar ads, makes brilliant catches.
Unbelievable.
Wally Buono's going to stop coming to his hometown. Marvin Coleman from the 5-yard line. Coleman gets out to the 24. Bruno Heppel came down to make the stop. 4 plays, 67 yards. Mike Pringle carried it 3 times for 34 yards. And then Pliny makes a 23-yard reception for the touchdown. And it is a catch worth seeing again.
No question about it. I mean, drop any defense you want, anytime you want, be in the right spot. Can't stop that.
And now the Stampeders started their own 25, trailing by 22 points. Garcia dumps it off for Kelvin Anderson. Anderson's got some room up across the 40 up to the 43-yard line before Torrey Hunter makes the stop. Last year when Wally Buono's team came to Montreal, they got humiliated in the first half, down 27-1. Likely their worst performance of the year. Now they come back to Montreal. He had some home cooking at his mom's place last night. And now his dinner's gone cold thanks to his old pal Dave Ritchie. From the 42. Garcia gets away from Alfred Payton, dumps it off for Vince Danielson. And Calgary coming back with a drive of its own as Danielson gets down to the 50-yard line. We talked about it before the game, the fact that Jeff Garcia distributes the ball so well. 4 receivers on pace for 1,000 yards. You can see he isn't partial to any part of the field.
No, a lot of those will be dump passes underneath. Hasn't had a chance to throw the ball down the field much.
Back underneath he goes for Pitts. Juggles it and can't make the catch. Unusual for Alan Pitts to be unable to hang on to that football.
Well, this is the key to the strategy for the Montreal defense, though. Because Calgary was content to dump the ball to Pitts underneath, if he catches that pass, now they're in second and medium. As it stands now, you know Alfred Payton, Doug Peterson, and the boys up front can be fending the pressure. They can play zone behind it because Montreal is one of the few teams that can get pressure with just 4.
And you can bet Garcia will be looking to go right back to Pitts to get him a catch and get that over with. Garcia has time. Over the middle. What a collision down there for Vince Danielson. Tom Europe put the hit on him, but Danielson makes the catch. A first down to the 30-yard line.
We're seeing some great individual efforts tonight. You think of the Jock Climby catch down the seam. This is another big one. Vince Danielson knows he's going to get hit by Tom Europe. Comes down, avoids it slightly, so it's just a graze, and comes up with a catch. But he knew he was going to get labeled and still hung on to the football.
Play action. Garcia sets it up for Terry Vaughn. Vaughn leaps across the 20 and gets down to the 18-yard line. Another first down for Calgary, and the Stamps trying to answer the touchdown march of Montreal's with one of their own.
Garcia's got him in the hurry up, and the reason he wants to do that is to simplify things. He looks at that Montreal defense. They know that they have to play in sort of basic coverages. Wally Bono was livid on the sidelines, yelled at Garcia, told him to get some flow, get some pace. He's doing that through the hurry-up offense.
6 defensive backs in the game. Direct snap to Kelvin Anderson. A little trickery from Calgary. Anderson takes the ball down to about the 12-yard line. They'll mark it up as a gain of 6. The direct snap to the Calgary tailback.
Well, it changes things up because the defensive ends, Swift, Birch, and Alfred Payton have to stay wide. They think that Garcia's going to catch the ball, and that makes the blocking schemes up front a little easier for the Calgary offensive line.
This has been the problem for Calgary. Good drives, but they've been stalling deep in Montreal territory. Garcia on second down. Over the middle. Anderson can't make the catch. The safety, Tom Europe, was all over him.
So far in the game, when Kelvin Anderson has released out of the backfield, Stephon Reed has been the linebacker designed to cover him. This time, Montreal changes things up, and Tom Europe jumps Kelvin Anderson on the play. That's a defensive back now on a running back, a matchup that Montreal will take every time.
63. Mark McLaughlin comes on again. 2 of his 3 field goals have come with the team just making chip shots. And McLaughlin's been much better of late after going just 3 for 10 to start the year. And Terry Baker's been dynamite. They're back. And he's perfect tonight. From the 19, McLaughlin puts it through. 4 field goals for the Calgary Stampeders as they trail 31-12 on Adidas. Friday Night Football from Montreal.
Play Safeway's $1 Million Touchdown to Win for your chance to win $1 million. If your name appears, it means you have won the Minolta Dimage digital still camera with built-in flash, 1.8-inch color LCD monitor, and 64-image storage. A great way to break into the world of digital photography. Dimage from Minolta. It's great fun. Or a set of Revere Pro Line cookware from Corning. Designed for durability and a lifetime of use. Retains moisture, flavor, and nutrients while cooking. Corningware, a balance of practicality and performance. Enter your ballot at your local Safeway Food and Drug today.
CFL football is one tough game. Touch football is one fun game. Football Canada and Football Ontario invite you to have some fun. Join one of the many adult touch football leagues across Canada. The Canadian Football League, along with Molson Canadians, support their efforts. Call Football Canada or Football Ontario and get in the game.
Tremendous atmosphere in downtown Montreal tonight. For more on that, let's go to Brent Wallace with Alouettes president Larry Smith.
Thank you very much, Gord. Larry, I watched you in the first half. You couldn't stop smiling. Is it because all the people are here?
Well, it's great. This is what football is all about. It looks like we have a packed house. We're waiting for the numbers, and it's very positive.
Did you expect anything like this? Only 6 games since you've moved here?
Well, we expected it to grow, and we're quite happy with our progress. The fans have really lighted up to our team.
Good. Hope to see more of it. Thanks very much,
Thank
Larry.
you.
Gord, back up to you.
Thank you. And Chris Wright gets out across the 32-yard line for a good return for the Montreal Alouettes. It really is something here. I've been to college games here before. But you're right in the middle of downtown Montreal. You know now why they want to build a downtown baseball park here. You just can't beat the electricity here.
Oh, and then you can just walk down the street and there's more electricity in downtown Montreal. It's a great city, and the buzz and the talk of the town is Alouette football, which is nice to see.
And the Alouettes are creating a lot of that buzz thanks to their winning record. 6-2 coming into this game, a chance to go to 7-2 at the halfway point of the season. Here comes Pringle. Once again, running into the middle of that Calgary line, loses the football. Anthony McClanahan has it. And was he down? No indication yet from the officials. Calgary arguing that it recovered the fumble. And it is Stampeder football. So Mike Pringle fumbles the ball for the second time in the game, and Calgary has a chance to get right back in it.
Well, the big turnover, Mike Pringle, it took him a while to make the decision. It was whether or not Mike Pringle was on the ground, because the ground cannot make you fumble. He hits it up into the line. Was the knee down before the ball came out is the question.
I don't know, there were 6 Stampeders on top of him.
Yeah. And that's the second fumble for Mike Pringle. The only good news for Montreal when you talk about fumbling the football is that he looks even more upset with himself. Could make for a tough second half for Calgary.
A chance for the Stampeders, though. 1st and 10 from the 34. Garcia over the middle. Vince Danielson, the intended target, but the pass was overthrown. This is the thing. This is the situation where Calgary must stop misfiring deep in Montreal territory.
No question, Gord. When you get down the other team's side of the football field, you have to take advantage of it because you don't get that many opportunities, especially against a good defense like Montreal has.
3 field goals from inside the 20 tonight.
Yeah, no, you have to score. You have to come away with majors.
On 2nd down, Garcia looking for a good matchup, throws it right between receivers. Pitts was there along with Travis Moore. And it's 3rd and 10, and once again the field goal unit will come on for Calgary.
Well, they'll look at the game film if in fact they lose this football game and say, you know, we had opportunities. We were down in their end of the football field, didn't come away with 6 points.
Mark McLaughlin is perfect tonight, but that's the problem. They don't want to see so much of it.
And you do want to come away with points. I mean, Mark McLaughlin is as disappointed as the rest of the Stampeders that they're not scoring touchdowns, but he's got to do his job and just chip away.
And he's keeping them in the game.
Absolutely.
This try from 41 yards out, Dave Dickinson, the holder. McLaughlin puts it up and through. 5 field goals for Mark McLaughlin. The bright light for Calgary as the Stamps trail by 16.
Centuries ago, the humble potato was praised for its nutrition and worshipped for its delicious taste. Discover the new golden standard that's making modern history. Introducing McCain Home Fries. All the deep fried flavor of your favorite fry. Crispy outside, moist potato flavor inside. Crispy McCain Home Fries. They could change history. Taste it and believe it.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. The little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
To learn how to get your your family into boating, visit a Mercury dealer or call 1-800-MERCURY.
When you sweat, Gatorade wants you to peel it off for a chance to win. Look under specially marked Gatorade labels for your chance at over 1 million prizes. You could instantly win a Nintendo 64-game system or pro sports gear licensed by the NBA, NFL, CFL, CHA, or Major League Baseball. And if you don't win instantly, don't sweat it. Collect Gator points and redeem them for your favorite pro sports gear. Or get to a Gatorade TSN sampling zone for more ways to win. Hit tsn.ca/Gatorade for details. It's going to get hot this summer, so quench your thirst with Gatorade and peel it off for a chance to win.
Last week, Wally Buono's team scored 6 touchdowns. Tonight, limited to 5 field goals. The Stampeders trail 31-15 in the middle of the third quarter of an entertaining Friday night game in Montreal. Mark McLaughlin to kick it off. Chris Wright is back deep to receive along with Thomas Haskins. And this is Wright diving to make the catch at the 17-yard line. Chris Wright does a good job to get up to the 33-yard line. A return of 16 on the kickoff. Well, Wally Buono was home at his mom's place having dinner last night. And of course, he played here in Montreal for 10 years with that great Alouette defense. Remember Chuck Zapek and Junior Ayu and Dickie Harris and all the great Alouettes. Wally Buono, number 39 there. And you can see him playing against the Edmonton Eskimos in a Grey Cup matchup. I'm teasing Wally before the game that one of my memories growing up in Edmonton was the headline in the paper, "Are you doubtful? Asks favored by 4," before the 1975 Grey Cup. And he kicked the longest punt in Montreal history against Calgary. Oh, man. Mike Pringle is putting a licking on people as he goes out across the 36-yard line. Jermaine Miles makes the stop.
Now, keep in mind that when Mike Pringle hits it up in there like he does, he's outweighed by about 100 pounds sometimes as a defensive lineman. Doesn't matter to him. He lowers the boom. He drops his shoulder, head down, hits it on the fly.
The best description I heard of him is that he's like a fist. It's like trying to tackle a fist.
Play it hard!
They'll leave the game for the extra receiver on 2nd and 6. Ham guns it there to Matt Cody, but once again, Cody is well short of the first down. And I'll ask the question, Glenn, because I always do. When you need 6, why do you throw it 4?
Because your guy that was 6 yards deep was double covered.
Oh.
The only guy open was 4, and Tracy Ham certainly didn't want to take the loss, so he'll have the punt team come out.
Oh, okay. I've always wondered that, you know.
Yeah. It sounds simple.
It's like the guy today gets in the elevator, goes down 2 floors to use the Stairmaster. Like, just one of those questions I have. Terry Baker to punt. Oh, what a kick by Baker. Vaughn all the way back to the 15-yard line. And a flag comes down as Vaughn gets out to the 25. A 55-yard punt by Terry Baker. The Alouettes with the lead on Adidas Friday Night Football.
Play Safeway's $1 million touchdown to win. If your name appears, you won a fabulous trip for 2 to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. You'll stay at the Villas Vallarta Hotel and fly Air Transat, all courtesy of World of Vacations, Canada's #1 tour operator to the sun. $1 million touchdown to win at Safeway Food and Drug.
Welcome to Nanaimo, home of the bar, and Vern Goldsberry's Midas.
Vern is an honest guy, and it's got a breath that's very minty.
Hi, I'm Vern Goldsberry, and this is my family.
Midas does a good job at a fair price and has a nice current selection of magazines.
Car care, dental care, it's all about trust.
Vern over there at Midas, he saves me quite a bit of money. It's not like I'm a philanthropist.
Right now, Midas is offering our famous front or rear disc brake service package for the incredible price of just $99.95.
Midas Car Care, the way it should be.
Play Safeway's $1 million touchdown to win for your chance to win $1 million. Participating products include Old South orange juice, Kraft macaroni and cheese, Lay's potato chips. Now there's a million more reasons to shop at Safeway, today's better way.
Alan Pitts has been limited to 1 catch in the game tonight, part of that dangerous 4-pack of Calgary receivers on the right to projections through 8 games of what they'd have. And here's what they have through 8.5 games so far. No team in CFL history has ever had 4 1,000-yard receivers in a season. Illegal block against Jason Clement on the return means that Calgary begins at its own 12-yard line. Flags are down. Garcia for Kelvin Anderson. Anderson close to a first down, but Vince Danielson was offside on the other side of the play, and we've seen that half a dozen times by Calgary tonight.
Another penalty.
And he was a good 2 yards offside.
And the refs are being more lenient with the slot backs heading towards the line of scrimmage.
Offside. Calgary number 88. Repeat first down.
That was Danielson.
Last year they used to call it, if the receiver was even in the neutral zone at all, it was a penalty. They're saying now that they'll let them go right through the neutral zone. So that gives them a whole extra yard.
Now 1st and 15 from their own 6. The playbook gets real slim for Calgary. Garcia. Almost intercepted, and it is Irv Smith. Irv Smith did manage to pull it off the turf. Another turnover by Calgary as Montreal has it at the 13-yard line.
It'll go into the stats book as an interception to Jeff Garcia, but it really is Alan Pitts, because Alan Pitts is supposed to run the out on the play. He sees Irv Smith to the outside and then curls it up. Garcia thinks he's going to continue to the outside, throws it out there, and he throws it right to Irv Smith. Right now, Garcia's trying to look off the defensive backs and then go back to Alan Pitts, who was supposed to run it down and out. He curled instead, and Irv Smith comes up with the football.
Hard to imagine that drive going worse for Calgary. You take the illegal block penalty on the return, you go offside, then you throw the interception.
Yeah, Pitts is supposed to break right to the outside. Instead, he curled it up.
Here comes Pringle. Dragged down from behind by Darryl Hall. What a play by the veteran Darryl Hall. The 2-time CFL All-Star wasn't going to let Mike Pringle get around the corner.
Well, that one will be up Alan Pitts, and you can see him shaking his head. Watch Pitts. Pitts is here. Now he's supposed to come out and go right to the outside. Instead, he curls up. Watch this. Irv Smith comes off Terry Vaughn and sits right in that curl.
What a catch by Irv Smith. His 2nd interception of the season. 2nd and 10. Hand way out there. And Ben Cahoon makes the catch, still going. Cahoon takes a whack from Anthony McClanahan. And he'll be stopped short of a first down as he gets down to about the 8-yard line. And the crowd in Calgary is calling for Montreal, or Montreal rather, is calling for the Alouettes to go for it.
I don't know about that. Long throw by Tracy Ham to get it out there to Cahoon. He pays for that one.
Oh, man. Anthony McClanahan hit him right in the face. Terry Baker comes on. We were talking to Terry before the game, and the one thing he'd like to have is the same holder all year.
Yeah.
It happened once in his career.
Well, this year his holder is Lance Funderburk, 3rd-string quarterback.
This field goal try from the 15-yard line. Both these field goal kickers struggled at the start of the year. Both are perfect tonight. And with 3:38 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's a 34-15 lead for the Montreal Alouettes, and a change at quarterback for the Calgary Stampeders as Dave Dickinson will come in and play quarterback for Calgary. So for the 2nd time this year against Montreal, Wally Buono goes to Dave Dickinson from the bullpen.
Maybe Dave Dickinson's style best suits this type of game. Jeff Garcia, the cowboy, loves to attack. Dave Dickinson, the surgeon, loves to pick away at a defense. Right now, Montreal's playing a lot of zone. Maybe he's the best fit.
Dickinson threw 2 passes in the Montreal game, one of them for a touchdown. On first down from the 35, he's up and gunning for Travis Moore, who makes the catch. Actually, he doesn't. They say he trapped it. Up at the 40-yard line.
Did a nice job of selling it.
Well, the official who was looking at him said he caught it, but the guy behind him said no.
Oh, we have a great look at it.
No. That ball hit the ground. The ground can't make you fumble, but it can't help you catch it either. 2nd and 10 for Dave Dickinson. And remember when there was a quarterbacking controversy in Calgary about 3 weeks ago?
Not if you ask Wally Buono.
No. All kinds of early movement. Free play for Dickinson. Up for Terry Vaughn. Breaks the tackle, and Vaughn will have a first down up to the 49-yard line. Another hard hit. As Stephon Reed leaned into him, along with Doug Kraft.
There's some early movement from Doug Peterson.
Montreal number 94. Decline. First down.
You know, one thing we haven't mentioned tonight are the names Doug Peterson and Alfred Payton, who have really been non-factors in this football game so far.
Doug Peterson is right here. He's the guy who jumps early.
Whoop.
But boy, when you're talking about players that impact your team, Doug Peterson is one of them. And you're right, Gord, it's surprising that we haven't mentioned him until now.
Dickinson firing it in there for Pitts. Pitts makes the catch to midfield and takes a shot from Brian Clark. Brian Clark, the rookie linebacker for Montreal, comes up and makes the stick on Alan Pitts. And Clark is from Toms River, New Jersey. So Doug Peterson.
Yeah, that last play, Doug Peterson was in the backfield. He was just bull rushing. I mean, Dave Dickinson had to throw it through him.
Just to finish the story on Clark, Toms River, New Jersey is in the Little League World Series final tomorrow. Langley, BC came up just short. Dickinson for Vince Danielson, and Danielson vaults across the 35-yard line after taking the dart from Dickinson. Another first down for Calgary on a pickup of 20 yards.
You're going to get a lot of crossing routes when you're facing zone defense, and this time Danielson is the over route. Usually there'll be an under, a short pattern. That's the Pitts pattern, and over comes Vince Danielson. Opens up to the wide side of the zone.
Danielson's been the go-to man tonight for the Calgary Stampeders. Under a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Calgary trying to climb back in this football game. Dickinson for Vaughn. And a great open field tackle made there by Doug Kraft to limit Terry Vaughn's gain to about 5 yards.
Boy, it really was, because Terry Vaughn is one of the best at the yak yards after the catch. And this is Doug Kraft right in the backfield back here. Watch the open field tackle. He's got a lot of ground to make up, about 6 yards, breaks down and just hangs on.
Second down. Dickinson from the shotgun, waiting, and there's Alfred Payton. His first sack of the game is his 11th of the year, and there's the sack dance. A lot of people think that's cocky by Alfred Payton, but it's not, and I'll explain why in a moment.
Well, good pressure up front by Doug Peterson, and then Alfred Payton from the outside. There's Payton with the wide move. Peterson flushes Dickinson up the middle, and Payton cleans him up.
People think Payton does that sack dance to show up opponents. It's not true. His high school teammate, Glenn Montgomery, used to do that dance. But Glenn Montgomery now suffers from Hodgkinson's disease, and Alfred Payton does that sack dance as a tribute to his high school teammate. From the 48-yard line, Mark McLaughlin again. And he's good again. 6 field goals for Mark McLaughlin, the only reason the Calgary Stampeders still have a chance in this football game. They're only down 16 points with 12 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, and that is the good news for the Calgary fans watching this game, because Mark McLaughlin has kept them in it. Now they just need one spark, an interception, a fumble recovery, or something out of special teams to get them on the board. They've yet to score that major, though, and that could come back to haunt them.
And Montreal did not allow a touchdown last week either.
Yeah, they're on a game and a half now.
They're putting bricks up at the goal line. Well, Wally Buono and Dave Ritchie, two old friends who were on the staff together in Montreal in the mid-1980s. Enjoying some laughs together yesterday. Interesting, the style between the two men. Dave Ritchie refuses to say anything in the pregame news conference. People say, do you think this is a Grey Cup preview? He says, I don't want to talk about the Grey Cup. Right away, Alfred Payton walks through the room, says, come on, coach, tell him we're going to win. We're going all the way to the Grey Cup. Dave Ritchie just buries his head in his hands.
Oh, yeah.
Please, Alfred, don't say anything.
Well, you'll always get a comment from Alfred Payton.
And there's an unhappy Jeff Garcia on the Calgary sideline as Wally Buono is once again gone to the bullpen. Mark McLaughlin will kick it off, and they're wearing him out tonight. Sends it deep. Chris Wright from the 20. Wright in behind that wedge, gets out to the 38-yard line. Aldi Henry makes the stop, and a late flag comes down.
You know, it really wasn't a bad night for Jeff Garcia, but you have to take away those interceptions. Both interceptions deep in his own end turned into points automatically for Montreal.
Dave Dickinson was able to move the football in his opening drive, but
the goose egg in the TD department is what stands out again.
Raymond Biggs is called for a face mask on the return. The 15-yard penalty is another crushing flag against Calgary as Montreal moves all the way down to the Calgary 49-yard line.
We talked about it as one of the keys in this football game. Calgary had to eliminate penalties. They certainly haven't.
That's 11 penalties in the game by Calgary for 87 yards. And the Owls start at the Calgary 49-yard line on what should be the final play of the third quarter. Ham. Oh, look out. It is intercepted, and it's a foot race. Eddie Davis is off and running. Ham's the only man with a chance. And he gets him at the 1.
Unreal.
Tracy Ham runs down Eddie Davis after Davis picks off the pass and takes it back 65 yards. And on the final play of the third quarter, the Calgary Stampeders have a chance to get right back in it. But Tracy Ham was able to save a touchdown. The fourth quarter is still to come on Adidas Friday Night Football, with Calgary trailing by 16 points.
You're watching Adidas Friday Night Football, and we're at the quarter.
Well, that changes things a bit now, doesn't it? We built this game before it as the battle of MVP candidates, Garcia versus Pringle. Well, Mike Pringle has 2 TDs in his run hard. Jeff Garcia is sitting on the bench. Now, Chris, Garcia did struggle a little bit, but do you pull him?
You know what? I think you do. I think it's a really good decision to put him in at this time because he still has his whole offensive package. If you put a player in like Dickinson with maybe 2, 5, maybe 7 minutes left in the game, your deceptive package isn't there. Your draws, your screens, nobody's really going to respect those because your secondary is playing deep, your linebackers are playing deep. It takes that element out of your game. Dickinson still has his whole offensive package to work with, and he is a quality quarterback. If he isn't with Calgary next year, he's going to be with someone. I think it's a good move, a good timing move, a good assessment, Eric. But Calgary, on the other hand, they've missed some really big opportunities.
Yeah, they have. You know, when you get the ball in the red zone, you just have to capitalize, and 6 field goals just isn't going to get it for them. You know, it's they've got the ball now on the 1-yard line, first and goal, so they need to get 7 here. You know, it's been an interesting game plan for Montreal. Historically, Dave Ritchie's been an attack guy. You know, blitz, try to create big plays that way. Tonight, they played a lot of zone, rush 4 guys. They've given up a lot of yardage, but not many points and not many touchdowns. It's a plan that's worked in the first 3 quarters, James.
Well, the one positive about all those field goals is that Mark McLaughlin has been spectacular. Only a few weeks ago, we were talking about whether Calgary should have to perhaps look for another field goal kicker. Wally, forget we said that. Let's send it back for fourth quarter action to Montreal.
Well, finally, Calgary is down close to the Montreal goal line. Although the Stampeders aren't in yet, they have a first and goal from the 1 thanks to Eddie Davis's interception, his 3rd of the year.
I'm still amazed that Tracy Ham caught him.
Most guys would have given up.
Oh, yeah.
And now, as the guys mentioned, Dave Dickinson at the controls for Calgary with a chance for a touchdown. Jeff Garcia's got to be sitting there and saying, well, I didn't get someone picking off a pass 65 yards and taking it to the 1. Thank you.
Well, it's not in yet.
First and goal, Calgary at the Montreal 1. Dwayne Ford and Kelvin Anderson in the backfield. War in motion. Dwayne Ford, touchdown. Dwayne Ford is suddenly a touchdown scoring machine. He had only one last year, and now he's got 3 in his last 3 games, and Calgary should go for 2. Or will they? McLaughlin will come out.
They're going to kick it. It's an interesting comment, though, on Dwayne Ford. In his 8-year career, he scored 4 touchdowns total coming into this season.
Yeah.
And now he has 3 in this year alone.
By the way, he's very close to equaling his rushing output of last year. I believe he has 7 yards rushing this season. He had 8 in all of last year. That's not to make fun of Dwayne. His job is to block.
No question.
And he does an excellent job at it.
One of the best.
Wano, I think, thought about going for 2. Dickinson looked back to the bench and then thought better of it. And will kick the single. Down by 9. And we've just started the 4th quarter.
It's the option play for the touchdown. The first back is Dwayne Ford. You can give it to him, or you can ride that and stay to the outside, and Dickinson makes the right choice.
So finally, Montreal allows a touchdown, the first it's allowed in the last 2 games. And we talked about the fact that Dwayne Ford last week continued his role. This is the game against BC. Garcia throws it back, and Dwayne Ford hasn't run that far in his life. And he'd be the first to admit it. A 25-yard touchdown catch, and when Dwayne Ford beats you one-on-one, you're going to hear about it in the film room, aren't you?
Wow, he looked like a fleet-footed wide receiver there with the soft hands.
The man from the University of Western Ontario in his second go-around with Calgary. The numbers through 3 quarters of play, obviously favoring the Montreal Alouettes on the scoreboard. But you know, it's interesting. Montreal has fewer passing yards. The rushing yards favor the Owls slightly. Net yards favor Calgary by a bundle, but the difference is 4 turnovers by the Stamp.
Yeah, 4 turnovers and the Stampeder penalties.
So Tracy Ham will get a chance to go back to work after making a tackle that saved a touchdown, only to have one score to play later. And we're in for an interesting 4th quarter as Calgary once again tries to be the comeback kids against Montreal. We mentioned last year the Stamps trailed 27-1 to Montreal at the half. They lost the game 34-28 and had the ball in the last minute.
Didn't lose the game, just ran out of time. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Chris Wright from the 13-yard line. Wright dances out of bounds. Another flag comes down as Wright goes out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
The ball was taken by Chris Wright.
Tracy Ham 13 of 18 on the night.
Pretty good night. He's got some help from some talented plays. Chris Armstrong, a couple of real nice catches, and of course the Jock climbing catch in the end zone. Completely laid out for it.
Holding, Montreal number 22, first down.
Michael Souls called for holding, so the Alouettes return is victimized, and they'll be moved way back. Those holding calls on returns are so costly because you not only don't get the yardage on the return, the net difference is usually about 20-25 yards.
Yeah, that would be one of my rule changes.
What's that?
The penalties assessed from the point of forward progress.
Oh, okay.
So you don't lose the return yardage and the penalty yardage.
Oh.
What do you think?
Have you told anyone in a position of authority?
No, I haven't. They just kind of look at me and shake their head when I do that.
Really?
Yeah. Thanks for the suggestion. We'll talk to you later.
Like I am right now?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Oh, hey, your rule change was to have the guy who scored the touchdown kick the field goal or the extra point.
It's a great rule.
You can't shake your head.
Tracy Ham on the play fake. Fires it up there for Ben Cahoon, and Cahoon should have a first down. Tracy Ham comes from a long line of great ball fakers. It started with Tom Wilkinson, who taught Warren Moon, who taught Damon Allen, who taught Tracy Ham.
Great play fake. The whole Calgary defense all the way over to the right side of the field, and Ham has lots of time, great sight lines to find Ben Cahoon.
You mentioned Cahoon, one of those outstanding rookies for the Montreal Alouettes out of BYU. And the catch there to get Montreal out of the hole. Pringle. Gets out across the 35 to about the 38. Darryl Hall once again makes the stop. Darryl Hall and Mike Pringle are spending a nice Friday night together in Montreal.
Well, Darryl Hall was hanging on. He was hanging on for dear life. Because Pringle hit through there, the legs were chugging, and you know, I played against Mike Pringle. Oh, I still have the headache.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Early movement. Here's Pringle again. And Hall again. Pringle's close to a first down, but it looked as though Calgary jumped. Should be a Montreal Alouette first down. Tracy Ham's got that great stutter count in that too.
Offside. Calgary number 92. First down.
Steve Anderson was offside. That, like the ball faking, is a legacy that the Edmonton Eskimos hand down from quarterback to quarterback. The old Tom Wilkinson head bob.
Yeah, stagger your snap count. Little head bob.
Tracy Ham may be the best in the league at it right now.
Defensive players have to look at the football. Peripheral vision, watch the football.
Option. Ham will run. Whoa, look out. He ran right into Alondra Johnson. Tracy Ham's 34 years old and thinking, you know, I probably don't need this kind of abuse.
Yeah, it was great flow by Alondra Johnson to come from the far side of the field all the way across the formation and make the tackle. He's to the right of your screen, and he's going to just slide across. Watch number 51. He moves right across the formation. Flowing to the football. Tracy Ham has to break a tackle there, and Alondra Johnson is there for the big hit.
Gain of 2 by Ham. On 2nd and 8 from the shotgun. Ham has all day and has a man Cahoon. Ben Cahoon down to the 40-yard line for a Montreal first down.
Ben Cahoon's going to run the post pattern. It's the most dangerous in the game. Starts from the far side on the numbers and then comes to the inside. Now he knows that Dave Van Bellingham is in there coming at him. Oh, look out. Catches the ball with his hands. This is the best I've seen Tracy Ham throw the football this year.
Got Montreal on the move under 12 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. The Alouettes with a 9-point lead. Here comes the Calgary blitz. Mike Pringle runs right at it and right through it. Pringle down to the 25-yard line. Gets 14 yards. He ran right through the Calgary blitz.
It was Anthony McClenahan that was lined up right in the hole that Pringle was running at.
And the old headbutt for the quarterback. Give me the ball, Mike Pringle says.
You don't want to headbutt Mike Pringle very often. No. Just ask any one of the Calgary defenders. He really is a story of perseverance, though. The guy was a fullback in Sacramento, didn't get a lot of playing time. Was a backup his first couple of years in the league, and then hasn't looked back since. Got his chance.
Pringle again. Oh, and you can hear the contact every play. Alondra Johnson comes up and makes the stop. A pickup of 3 for Mike Pringle. The amazing thing about Mike Pringle is how in the 4th quarter he gets stronger. Listen to this.
Man, he does. He gets stronger. I mean, back in Baltimore in their first season, Sheldon Canley was the starting running back to start that year. And you ask who that is? I'm not sure. But after one game, Pringle got the start and hasn't looked back since.
Now Ham going to the end zone. Has a man. Matt Cody, Marvin Coleman back on the coverage. And it's incomplete. Cody thought that Coleman got the hand up in his face, but there is no flag.
Well, the Montreal defense has got away with a couple. The other side, Matt Cody. Good disguise by Coleman, who was off him to start the play and then snuck up afterwards. He did peek back to the football.
But if you put the hand up, isn't it interference anyway?
As long as you're looking back, it's okay. So like you can be looking back at the ball and then try to put the hand up to knock the ball down. But if you don't look back to the ball and put your hand up, then it's screening.
Terry Baker now to try a field goal from the 30. Baker puts it up and good. Montreal's lead goes to 12 with 9:57 to play in the fourth quarter on Adidas Friday Night Football.
Play Safeway's $1 million touchdown to win for your chance to win $1 million. If your name appears, it means you have won Fill-A-Shave with reflex action. It adapts comfortably to the contours of your face. Closer contact for a closer shave. Fill-A-Shave from Philips, our closest shave ever. Or the Business Navigator personal organizer from Casio with PC synchronization software and large 1 megabyte anti-loss memory. The BN10 packs so much power it's like having a PC in your pocket. Enter your ballot at your local Safeway Food and Drug today.
Break through to the new world of Mach 3 from Gillette, the first triple blade shaving system. 3 blades specially positioned to shave progressively closer. You take 1 stroke, it takes 3. So you don't have to shave the same area over and over, which means less irritation. 3 blades, fewer strokes, less irritation. Mach 3 from Gillette.
Gary, it's time.
While I Golf on Nintendo 64 for people who put golf above all else.
Gary! Yes! Oh, yes!
The hippest sound you're going to hear from the West Coast this summer is the sound of swing. TSN presents tee to green coverage of the PGA Tour at the Greater Vancouver Open, only on TSN.
As we look at Montreal's baseball stadium, a reminder that we've got baseball coming your way tomorrow afternoon. Atlanta taking on Mark McGuire. Forget about the St. Louis Cardinals. It's Mark McGuire and 8 other guys. And by the way, Mark McGuire does not have a home run tonight, but Sammy Sosa does. So it's 54-53 McGuire.
Who do you have your money on?
I like Sammy.
Yeah?
The disadvantage Sammy Sosa has is his team's in a pennant race. So he can't swing for the fences every at-bat. But he plays at Wrigley. First down, Dave Dickinson swinging for the fences here has Travis Moore as a flag comes down. And Moore close to a first down at the 45-yard line. The game story is brought to you by the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. For great steaks, good friends, see you tonight. Well, tonight, Mike Pringle's over 100 yards rushing. And that's the 5th straight time he's done that. Garcia threw 2 interceptions. McLaughlin's got 6 field goals, but Calgary's taken a ton of penalties.
That's the 37th time that Mike Pringle has run for over 100 yards in his career.
And they've won 30 of those games?
30 of those games.
Not counting tonight. Could be 31. Dickinson takes a shot, throws it deep for Danielson, who almost makes a circus catch of his own. But Dave Dickinson got walloped at the end of that pass.
And Danielson is slow getting up as well. He went down hard on his shoulder. Definitely went after the football. Danielson lays out to try and come up with the catch, and when he does, comes down hard on his right shoulder. Harold Nash helps him out by landing on him. He was slow to get up. It was a good effort, but it would have been one heck of a catch.
One thing about Dave Dickinson, he's not as mobile as Jeff Garcia, so he'll take a few more shots than number 7 does. Jeff Garcia initiates contact. Dave Dickinson tends to be on the receiving end of it. On second down, Dickinson. Over the middle he goes. Aubrey Cummings has the catch and a first down as Cummings gets down to the 46-yard line. Cummings had a catch earlier and fumbled, but the rookie from Acadia, who got his first CFL touchdown last week, has a big catch there and a first down for Calgary.
Yeah, they're grooming him to be the next Vince Danielson, who was the next Dave Sapunjas. The receiver factory for Canadians.
Yeah, it works.
Absolutely.
8.5 minutes to go. Here comes the blitz. Dickinson's in trouble and he's down. He never had a chance. Stephon Reed gets in there for his 2nd sack of the year.
Stephon Reed throughout the game has been showing blitz and then dropping into the zone defense. This time he shows it and just keeps on coming. Dickinson has to look at the football to catch that long snap, and Gravely off one hand, and excuse me, and Stephon Reed off the other.
If Reed had let him go, Tracy Gravely was right there as well.
Yeah.
And the loss is 11. Now Dickinson steps up, hits Cummings, and Cummings has a first down and more. Down to the 28-yard line. A 29-yard gain and a Calgary first down.
The reason this play works, Gord, because they had such long way to go is the time that Dickinson has to throw the football. Look at the throwing lanes. That's great sight lines for Dickinson to find Aubrey Cummings coming across the middle. Tremendous time. That allowed the defense to stretch out, and then he had the great sight line down the field.
First down, Calgary to the 29. Dickinson over the middle again. Travis Moore takes a shot, loses the football. Torrey Hunter has it for Montreal. Travis Moore got smoked down at the 10.
Tom Europe has laid the leather a couple times in this game and does it again.
Irv Smith recovers the loose football, and Montreal snuffs out another Calgary threat and maintains its 12-point lead.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to TSN Tonight. I'm Darren Atish. We're going to get you back to the football game in just a moment or two. All eyes in the baseball world on Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa as they continue the race to catch Roger Maris. We begin with Sammy and why not? He's in the thin air at Coors Field. First inning, he takes John Thompson yard. It's a frozen rope, number 53 for Sosa. It is a solo shot. He's one back of Big Mac, Mark McGwire, in the dinger race facing Greg Maddux. Big Mac smacks it into left. McGwire chugs into second base with a double, but no long ball for him. He remains at 54. In his first plate appearance, he was walked. Now, in other baseball news, it was the Blue Jays over the Minnesota Twins by a score of 12-6. Montreal's in San Diego this evening. That game is just underway. It is still scoreless in the first inning of play, and the leader at the GVO is Brandel Chambly. He sits at 11 under par. We'll get you back to the Stamps and the Owls right after this.
Night, Sean. Good game.
Hey, thanks, man.
Hey, that's crazy. What time are you
You like late hits? Then you love NFL Extreme. It's a 5-on-5 gridiron free-for-all.
PlayStation.
Travis Moore had it and then lost it.
Yeah, Tom Europe playing the middle safety. Comes flying up there and tackles the football. Sometimes you try and line up the guy and hit him right in the shoulder pad. And sometimes you try and tackle the football. That time, Europe went right for the football.
Fifth turnover of the game by the Calgary Stampeders. Pringle time. Mike Pringle, look at him go. Oh, man, did he hit Dave Van Bellingham. I mean, he hit him like a car. What a shot by Mike Pringle.
Did you get the number of that truck?
Oh, man.
Yes, I did. It was 27.
It's like a car accident every play now.
Well, Mike Pringle knocked Greg Knox out of the football game in the first quarter with a similar hit. He came flying up the middle in the first quarter, and Knox hasn't seen the field since then. This time, Dave Van Bellingham got a taste of number 27.
Oh, man.
Sometimes you're the fly.
Sometimes you're the windshield. Pringle again. This is how he does it. It's amazing in the fourth quarter that he just gently keeps applying the pressure, and he gets stronger as everyone else gets weaker. And you saw the tackle made there by Harland Ayew, number 90. And yes, there's an Ayew back in Montreal, the son of Junior. Wally Buono brought him in and said quite bluntly yesterday, he's not quite like his dad. He's not as big, but he's got a chance to be a good player.
Yeah, and Jeff Traversy was injured, came back last week, so Ayew was back on the practice roster, and Traversy got hurt again, so Ayew got to come back to Montreal.
From the 42, Ham, pump fake, delivers it. Matt Cody's got the catch and a first down up to the 48-yard line. Well, you can see the family resemblance. His dad lives in Hawaii. It's a long way to come here, but Junior Ayu was one scary guy. He put Tom Wilkinson out of the 1974 Grey Cup game, and that's it right there. And his number retired. Junior Ayu, Wally Buono was telling me, was genuinely feared around the Canadian Football League.
I asked Greg Marshall, defensive coordinator in Saskatchewan, about Ayu. He played against him. He said you had to prepare and game plan for Junior Ayu.
Here's Pringle again.
You know, seeing that flashback, though, I kind of like those old unis.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. You know what? You'd like to see some of these teams go back to the flashback uniforms. Calgary's got a great flashback uniform from the 50s.
Absolutely.
They're talking about bringing out. BC Lions have kind of gone to the retro look.
And just for a special occasion, you know, you go back to the old uniforms. Who knows?
Well, you could pour Mike Pringle into any uniform and he'd be pretty effective at it.
I think so.
Timeout on the field. 4.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Calgary trying to figure out a way to get back in it on Adidas Friday Night Football.
Sorry. F1 World Grand Prix on Nintendo 64. You'll get carried away.
Well, well, but ain't Mr. Outback.
G'day.
I heard you been saying nasty things about my Explorer.
Nah. All I said was my Outback here has better braking, quicker acceleration, and better gas mileage. But look on the bright side. You did pay a whole lot more.
That's right. I did.
Subaru Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon.
Gary, it's time.
Wildlife Golf on Nintendo 64 for people who put golf above all else.
Gary! Yes! Oh, yes!
Keep running with Adidas running gear at Foot Locker.
Dave Ritchie goes back to BC next week, where he won a Grey Cup in 1994. We'll have the game for you on TSN at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific time. And if you'd like to take in the game in Vancouver, the number to call, 604-589-ROAR.
Yep.
Big play for the Calgary defense here now, facing 2nd down and 7 from Montreal. 4:20 to play in the fourth quarter. Ham swings it out there. Cody's got it, and a first down in front of Eddie Davis. Check that. Chuck Clyde with the catch in front of Eddie Davis. And it's another first down for Montreal, and a big one it is. Well, Mike Pringle has 126 yards rushing in the game. He's 43 yards short of 1,000 on the season. Game 9, folks.
Yeah.
This is game 9.
You'll likely get that this year, or this series.
Mark McLaughlin's been heroic for Calgary tonight, kicking 6 field goals, but 2 problems for Calgary: penalties and turnovers.
And not capitalizing in the red zone.
Yeah.
Because of both those reasons.
Look at Pringle go. That time it was Eddie Davis's turn. Darryl Hall hanging on for the ride.
Well, it was the whole defense for the Calgary Stampeders had a crack at him, I think. And Pringle just kept on going. In the 3 full seasons that Mike Pringle has been in the CFL, each year he's been in the top 5. Of course, broke the rushing record.
Sorry, you said you couldn't believe he didn't start for Baltimore. I couldn't believe it when Sacramento cut him.
Yeah.
Edmonton did too. Pringle bounces bounces off the initial contact, and that time they're able to contain him for a loss of a couple. And we've reached the 3-minute warning in Montreal. The Alouettes have a 12-point lead and the football. We're back after this.
Not in the stadium, you're really not in the Grey Cup.
Right now in his palatial dressing room down at Wayne Gretzky's restaurant, John Gallagher is getting undressed, undoing a couple of buttons, getting ready to go for the next installment of his show. Wendell Clark, the newest member of the Tampa Bay Lightning, will be his guest tonight.
Now, is that a mental image I don't want? John Gallagher getting undressed? I don't know the man, but...
let's just say that to know Spike is to know him.
Okay.
This show's pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
down there at Wayne
they're having a lot
Gretzky's
of fun.
place. They had Donovan Bailey in this week. And here, the Montreal Alouettes, here in John Gallagher's hometown, by the way, have put together a very impressive march that not only has consumed real estate, but has also consumed clock. Calgary showing blitz. They give it to Pringle. And Pringle beats the first two, gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Someone lost their hat down there.
He's a man on a mission every time he touches a football.
Anthony McClanahan, I think, lost his pail.
Well, this is my favorite part. I get to tick off the keys of the game.
Yeah.
Because Montreal Alouettes to win this game, well, they needed to give Mike Pringle the ball more. They have done that.
Yeah, ticket.
I'm trying. My pencil. I've got to sharpen.
You're pathetic.
Hang on.
That's pathetic.
Let me try and sharpen the pencil here. Okay.
You know what? Here, let me help you.
It's not ticking.
You got the wrong button press. Try that.
Let's
try that.
Okay. It's still not ticking.
You're hopeless.
Okay, you know what? Let's just talk about it. Pringle did get the ball more. Forced 5 turnovers. Garcia was on the bench early. Make Garcia be patient all the way down the field. Fitz only had 2 catches. Garcia had to dump it underneath all night. Not his game plan, not his style.
$10,000 piece of equipment.
And I broke it.
And you broke it. Okay?
I guess I'll be working for free for the next...
Let's see what's wrong. Let's see what's wrong with this thing.
Do you have a...
What happened?
Let me just see. Do you have a pencil sharpener?
Don't chew on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, just let me see if I... Nah, it's not. It's not. It's...
Try drawing.
Let me draw.
Oh, no.
Now it works.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare draw horns on there. If you draw horns on there, you're done. Give me that thing.
I'm sorry.
Give me that thing.
It worked now. Now it's working. I got the clear button.
Oh, I knew you'd draw a mustache. Get up. Don't draw a mustache on me or anything. Took me to fix the $10,000 piece of equipment. I can't hook up my VCR. Dave Ritchie, a pretty happy guy as they reach the midway point of the season. Spent a lot of time talking about Toronto yesterday and wanted to make sure they finished ahead of them so they wouldn't have to play in the Dome. Terry Baker, a 44-yard field goal try, and the punch shot is good. Montreal goes over the 40-point mark. 40-25 is the score.
And it looks like the first time in 3 games that the Calgary Stampeders won't get to that 40-point mark.
Oh, boy, and do things get interesting now in the West?
How about the Labor Day matchup?
Edmonton and Calgary, both 6-3, going into the home-and-home Labor Day week matchup.
Of course they do.
They always do.
Isn't it always like that? Hey, Jimmy Kemp looked really good that game last night.
Yeah.
He started on fire.
By the way, congratulations on flying all the way across the country just to be here. I was very impressed.
Oh, you got to be here. So this was the big matchup.
And it lived up to the billing. Lots of good hitting. And a great atmosphere here in Montreal. Now Dickinson's still got time to get something done. And he hits Aubrey Cummings, who goes up and out of bounds at midfield. 2:08 to go here. Montreal sitting back here in Calgary with 2 quick scores, could still be in the game.
No question. There's plenty of time to score twice. In fact, if Dickinson can get a drive together and score in a hurry here, Calgary may not even have to go with the onside kick. Kick it deep, try and hold them and get the ball back one more time.
Except Mike Pringle just ran it down your throat in the last series.
Oh, yeah, there's the Pringle factor.
Yeah. He's doing one-arm push-ups on the sidelines just to kill time. Garcia from the shotgun under pressure. It's tipped. Anderson catches it. And gets smoked as he gets back close to midfield, about a yard short. Oh, we talked about the MVP matchup. Jeff Garcia against Mike Pringle.
Well, between the two, I would think coming into the game that maybe Jeff Garcia had a bit of an edge because he really was in his zone. But Jeff Garcia saw the bench early in this game, and Mike Pringle has truly been the story. That's not Mike Pringle in the picture. That's Tracy Ham. But Tracy Ham handed the ball to Pringle throughout the game.
Dickinson complete to Cummings. It'll bring up a 3rd and long for Calgary as Cummings gets to the 53-yard line.
There's Mike Pringle.
Is he sweating?
I don't think so.
Oh, man. That's not fair. You know, if football played double headers, I'd love his chances.
Oh, yeah.
He's a personal trainer in the offseason.
Yeah, they used to do that. You know, when you played the back-to-back. Home and home.
Yeah.
There was a few days in between.
God. Dickinson steps up, throwing it deep. There's a flag down. It's incomplete as he was looking for Travis Moore. Herb Smith was all over him. This Montreal defense has really been all over this great quartet.
Offside. Montreal on number 90. Repeat 3rd down.
Swift Birch is offside. Well, the middle of that defense is the hardest hitting investment advisor you'll ever meet.
Yeah, you can bank on them.
Calgary's receivers have been hit harder than the Looney this week.
Well, that's been the key. They really have. When they've caught the ball, they've been hammered. Tom Europe had a couple of big hits throughout the game, and they've also been jammed off the line of scrimmage and not really run free down the field.
I think he lets people catch the ball just so he can hit them.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee you that's his priority.
3rd down. Dickinson throws it for Danielson. He's got the catch inside the 40. He gets to the 35. 1:21 to play here in the 4th quarter. We talked about the potential MVP matchup. There's the one half of the equation. Pringle 27 for 138. And Jeff Garcia 16 for 26. Kate, who won tonight?
I'm giving it to Pringle.
See, you're late now.
Well, I just got it sharpened.
Dickinson wide open. Travis Moore. Now Moore to try to get to the end zone. Gets down to the 2. The stop is made there by Doug Kraft. A 33-yard gain with 1:09 to go. Look out.
Yeah.
Don't go home yet.
No, I don't think so. Score right here. No time will go off the extra point. Got a full minute. Although I would think now Calgary would be in the onside time. You're going to have to try the onside kick.
Yeah, you're going to have to do that.
Wait for the whistle. Let's hustle. Let's hustle.
Alfred Payton taking his time getting back. And now the clock running. Dickinson. Quick drop. End zone. Incomplete. Great play there by Torrey Hunter, who's had some kind of night for Montreal, and he's all over Alan Pitt.
He's been matched up against the future Hall of Famer.
What's that?
And he's been talking about his great performance all night, and he truly has played great. Look at the jam off the line of scrimmage. Pitts cannot get any space in the open field, and then he jumps the ball and very nearly is ready to go 110 yards for the touchdown the other way.
Dickinson. No. To the end zone and incomplete. No, it's not. It's a touchdown. Montreal can't believe it. It's a touchdown for Alan Pitts. The first official said no catch, and the official behind the play calls it a touchdown. The Alouettes are furious. And with 56 seconds to go, Calgary has a touchdown and trails by 6 with the point after to come.
Well, Pitt slipped to right beside the goal post. Torrey Hunter was involved again. Dickinson has lots of time. He wanted Danielson to the field. He wasn't there, and then he throws it low. It's hard to tell from that angle.
Wow. Alan Pitts with the 95th touchdown catch of his career, 2 behind Brian Kelly on the all-time list. Kelly is the CFL's all-time leader in touchdown catches. But more importantly for Calgary, with 56 seconds to go, the Stamps trail by 8.
Onside kick. Alan Pitts trying to get some oxygen. He'll be optimistic and hope that they can recover this onside kick, because he's the one who's giving Calgary one more chance, and this is why. Dickinson throws it low and away, and Pitts corrals it. Torrey Hunter thought for sure that that one hop.
Alan Pitts in a great year for receivers for milestones. Congratulations to Don Narcisse last time, becoming the league's all-time leading receiver.
Absolutely.
Pitts is moving quickly up the list as well. And now Calgary will try the onside kick, and this is the one thing they do the day before the game. They work on this time after time after time, get the hands team out there, and now try the onside kick.
Now, Gord, this is interesting, because the front line for Montreal here, they will charge the onside kick team, trying to just knock a man right out of there. The front line does not even look at the football. They're lining up right now on the 45.
So you know what I do? I kick it down here to the near side. There's only 2 guys down there.
That's also in the playbook. You leave one back here, and it's Travis Moore. He'll hang back. He's one-on-one with Reed. The only problem is McLaughlin is lined up wrong.
If he can kick it back this way,
it's the back heel.
He should be in the World Cup. Here we go. Jump ball. McLaughlin hangs it up, and it's fielded cleanly by the Alouettes, handled easily by Chris Armstrong, who makes his most important catch of the night. And with 54 seconds to go, Montreal has the football back.
À la ligne de 50e verge, dans le territoire des Stampeders, 1st and 10, Montreal.
Well, you try and hang it up there, and the collision happens right at about the 10-yard mark. Everyone trying to find a man and just knock him out of there, so that the receiver, who's about 5 yards deeper, in this case Armstrong, has a clean shot at
Looks
the football.
like the Battle of Waterloo.
Exactly. Watch this. Bodies flying. And that's why you want to hang that ball high. Now you take a shot.
18. Montreal at the Calgary 51-yard line. 54 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Guess who? Mike Pringle around the corner. Oh. Marvin Coleman, the latest recipient of Mr. Pringle's punishment.
Now, I know that Mike Pringle's a tough guy and everything. Dave Ritchie only has 47 seconds left, but I don't think I have Ham and Pringle in the football game, and I'm not second-guessing Ritchie by any means, but the last thing you want is a nick or a knee with the game in hand.
And give credit, too, to the people who do the work up front. This offensive line for Montreal lost Mark Dixon, who's likely to be a starter for the Miami Dolphins this year. And guys like Big Neil Fort get the push up front.
Mike Sutherland, the center, and Pierre Vercheval, of course, the veteran in the group, 10-year veteran of the Canadian Football League. He keeps them all together.
Neil Fort looks like 2 guys wearing the number 6 standing beside each other. So after the timeout, Calgary is out of ways to stop the clock. It's 2nd down and 2. Pringle. Close to a 1st down. Gets kind of busted up at the end of that play. And Pringle's hot about some of the abuse he got there, but one of the memorable images from a very good football game, Jock Climey's diving touchdown catch.
There was a ton of great plays in this game, but this was a huge touchdown, and Climey leaves his feet and somehow hangs on. That's pretty to watch.
You're a witness, counselor.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, don't even go there. Don't even go there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
first down, Montreal.
It's a first down for the Alouettes. Calgary is out of ways to stop the clock. And don't forget, the Gallagher Show. Wendell Clark will be his guest. And it's coming up right after the game. In 33, 32, 31 seconds from about now. So John Gallagher on deck. Sports desk still to come. Sammy Sosa homer tonight. Tracy Hamill will just look on and kill the clock. We'll do that one more time, and the Montreal Alouettes will get to the halfway point of the season with a 7-2 record, tied for first place in the East with the Hamilton Ticats. Well, the keg game ball goes to Mike Pringle. Who else? 29 carries, 148 yards, and a couple of touchdowns.
He adds another one to the trophy case that is chock full of game balls.
On pace to break the CFL rushing record that he set back in 1995. Montreal runs out the clock and records a 40-32 win over the Calgary Stampeders. The Owls go to 7-2. Calgary drops to 6-3 on another great night for Mike Pringle.